I'm Lexicon, and welcome to the channel. Did you like the new intro? I might keep it, I might change it, we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, this time I thought I would do something a little bit different, because as I scroll through YouTube lately, I've been seeing a lot of these really just bizarre ads. Like, they're all, the genre of mobile game ads where, you'll have your busty women and your grandmas with knives and all that sort of stuff. Well, I've been getting a lot of those, but not like the regular ones like Lily's Garden or whatever it is, or Merge Mansion or anything like that. No, I've been getting these weird random ones that I don't know where they're from. I don't know what you play it on. I have practically no information about this thing other than it exists, and I can pretty much tell exactly what it's going to be by looking at the ad. So I started thinking, what if I took these copycat concepts and drew them for fun mostly, but also to rework what I think the story might be and what might be, a more fun concept. Sorry, this is off the cuff. I did not script this video. If you can tell, I don't have my stilted reading voice this time, but I think that suits this content style better. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first ads that I want to address are these bloodline ads. I've been seeing so many of them. Most of the characters are just rip-offs of someone else. I've seen this one that pretty much is just Mega Lucario from Pokemon, and then I'm pretty sure this other one is supposed to look like Harley Quinn, but it's not quite as strong as the first case. Anyway, I don't really know what the point of this game is, because the ones I want to talk about today are these two, which are furry bait. I don't know how else to describe them. But yeah, these two lovely ladies do not seem to come from the same time period. They have sort of the same art style. I can kind of tell, especially this blue one and the Janties over here. She was probably grayscale first, color second. But Fox Lady over here looks a little bit more polished than that. Maybe she just got an extra coat of paint over her to make her look more painterly. I'm not sure. And I'm not really the best at furry art. I don't know how to construct the faces and whatnot. I'm not really the best at fur, but I did decide that I wanted to make an attempt at this. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and set out the rough sketch. This is for the wolf girl over here, and then this is for the fox girl. I think she's a fox. I don't know what else she would be. But yeah, I wanted to just take into account their body types a little bit, because, I'm not here to start an argument, but you can't look at that and tell me that that's correct. I let her keep she was a lot, but I chose to go with the bust and the hips instead of the waist when, taking into account what already existed in order to redesign her body type. So, I plumped around a little bit and made her a little bit more proportionate to everything else. She kept, what made her proportions notable in the first place. And then I just changed her expression, gave her a little bit more of a personality. At least I feel like. The first one just kind of looks weirdly blank to me, with the tongue lolling out. Is a bit odd. I gave her a little bit more fluff. and this fox girl over here too, she's developing also. I gave her a little bit, more coverage because honestly, I couldn't figure out her outfit. It blends into her fur, and I'm really not sure where the clothes begin and the fur ends, so I just made that a little bit more clear. So yeah, I put on the colors, changed the line art layer to like a soft purple and put it on multiply so it just blends in a little bit better, looks a bit nicer. I start cleaning up the colors and put a little bit more, shadow, carve out some lights. Like I said before, I'm not the best at furry art, so it was a little hard to figure out what I was doing as far as like shading the fur and everything. I think I did okay. I think the softening was something that I should not have done because it starts to look really muddy and messy. Especially with the fur, like for next time I'll know that sharp lights and shadows tend to look better whenever you're going for like the scruffy thick fur look. But yeah, I just added on some lighting, just really lazy, ambient lights and colors, stuff like that. Made them a little shinier, did their eyes so they look a little bit more decent. Added on some highlights, stuff like that. Just finishing it up. It's nothing special. It's kind of basic, it's my normal, quick YouTube video art style, but I mean, I kind of like it. I like how the fox girl turned out a lot. She's my favorite by a long shot. The wolf girl, not so much. Like, I could have probably done her a lot better. I think I got lazy. But yeah, I do like how the fox girl turned out. I like the shading on her tail and her eyes, stuff like that. But yeah, this was a really weird concept. I'm really curious as to what the actual game is, but these two look like they're from very different time periods, and I can't imagine what they're doing together, but maybe they're going to a Ren fair, and Wolf Girl over here is taking her best friend because her best friend is too nervous. And it's very cute, and I love them now. The second ad I want to look at is this very disturbing one. I'm sure y'all have seen this particular game before because I've seen lots of ads for this game. They're always very different, but they always have this one guy with the sword going up the towers and stuff like that. I'm sure the game has to be different from those ads, otherwise I don't know how anyone stays invested. If you have this game, please do explain, just enlighten me. But, yeah, this is an animated ad, I should add, so, you see how, jiggly she is? Yeah, it's very pronounced. But she seems to be this, water spirit person who's chained up for some reason, even though she's very large and could probably snap those. She's also made of water. I don't know how that cloth stays on her, honestly, if she's made out of water. Wouldn't she just seep through it? I don't know. But anyway, she caught my attention. She was a cool character design, so I wanted to just take a crack at drawing her. So here I start again with the rough sketch, just do a little bit of construction, get her figure all sorted out, her pose. I don't know why I chose that position for her hands. They give me a little bit of difficulty later. I'm not the best at drawing hands, but I tend to forget that when I'm setting up poses and stuff. I took her pretty quick, because I had just gotten done with the furry girls at this point. So a lot of stuff was just giving me trouble because I was rushing through it, honestly. But I do like how the hands came out in the end. Even if the arm does look a little bit awkward with it. I really leaned into the water concept with her. because like you can tell she's made out of water in the first one. She's kind of sludgy, but I really made her like drip more. I secured her chest a lot better, because even if she is that busty, you really don't need to be running around with it like out all the time. That's just not practical. So she's got a little bit of a very safe like ye old sports bra going on. Shading her was interesting because I'm very bad at water, but looking at the ad as a reference was nice because I could see that like you kind of invert shading on water, I think, which is something I never noticed. But yeah, wherever I would put shadows normally is where I put the highlights, and it ended up looking pretty good. So thank you, ad, I guess you taught me something. But she ended up pretty cool. I wasn't that excited about her at first because of just all the mistakes I kept making, but I actually ended up really liking her in the end. She looks very like... No, nothing I could say would not sound awkward now that I think about it, but she looks very textured. How about that? Like you can tell like how it would feel if you tried to like poke her in the arm or something. Her skirt looks very silky, all that. And I don't really know the story that I was going with, but I think I had in my head that she was like some sort of goddess that they had to tie down, maybe like the goddess of storms or tsunamis or something. And she's very, very peeved about it. She's not happy. She's just really not having it. But I think it would be cool if the concept of the game as maybe like someone who worships this goddess to go and free her so that she can, you know, wreak havoc upon the world or something. She kind of looks like someone's Karen mom, but like watery. I don't know, I like her, she's pretty cool. Now the third and final ad was something that really caught my attention because it's like got very high production value somehow. Like look at that, it's very good art. It's just odd. You've got your wild girl on one end of the spectrum. She's 25 years old, shape is A, whatever that means. Her special is tame a man. And then you have Miss Gentle over here, who is 19, S plus shape, even though as far as I can tell they're the exact same shape. But she is super special because her special move is acting adult videos, which I don't know what that is, and I'm a little afraid to ask. I don't know what an adult is, but it's so funny to me. I don't know, I saw this and I couldn't stop laughing. But, so I really like their designs, but they're very, let's just say they're here so that this little guy in the middle, can look up from his plate of pizza rolls and pick one. Like, they're very much for that purpose. Especially since he's going like, which one do you like? And it's like, choose or choose. Yeah, I don't have to explain this. You know what's going on here. But anyway, I really liked them and I wanted to give them a shot and maybe, do them some justice. So I ended up spending 4 hours painting them, which has been sped up to about 7.5 minutes for your convenience. But anyway, here's the rough sketch. As you can see, I kept her figure. I didn't remove anything, but I did give her some more practical, chest coverage the way I did the water goddess lady. if she's going to be out and being wild and hunting things, you know, I feel like that's something she needs. Drawing her outfit was very fun. I decided to take it slow and really, you know, care about the line art, which is something I'm bad about. I get very lazy with the lines. But I took it slow, I looked at all the details, and I really, you know, put a lot of effort in. It was very rewarding. Like, I forget sometimes how much of a reward it is to look at line art that you spent a really long time on and just, you know, really appreciate the time you put into it. So over here we have Miss Gentle, and I felt that it was much more reasonable for her to, you know, keep her figure and her clothes and all that, and they're pretty much their original incarnation. I gave her a little bit more of a support strap because I don't think you could be doing anything in the thing she has on in the ad, but I did try to change it as little as possible. I do like the shells on her skirt thingy. Like, they're very detailed outfits. They're very cute. It's just, I don't think they're very suited for the, you know, primal age or whatever it is they're supposed to be in. So I start adding colors, which is a very slow process and probably would have been sped up if I had been smart enough to use the paint bucket tool, which I was not. I use this little like digital paint thing where you just like outline the part that you want colored, but yeah, so it took me forever, but I was very careful again with the colors. I color picked a little bit, like I would color pick from the ad, but I would also like adjust it a little bit, because if you don't know, if you're not a digital artist, like you can color pick, but oftentimes it messes with the final product, because whenever you just take a random, you know, sample from a completed drawing, it can be really weird looking whenever you use it as a base color, because that's not, usually you don't sample the base color. So yeah, just a weird random art tip, like if you do color pick, be responsible about it. So here you can see I was kind of like messing with Miss Wild over here. I realized I was shading her lazy and flat, so I took that off and started redoing it. I narrowed her out a little bit because as much as I did like, you know, her bigger stature, something about her face was like off. And I didn't want to redraw her entire head, so I just kind of narrowed her down a little bit. She still does have her six-pack though, so that's nice. I added a bunch of scars to her because I feel like that would be, you know, what she would have if she's out and about hunting wild animals in the primitive era. I did forget their tattoos, but don't worry, I put them in at the very end. It probably would have been better if I had added them in right now, but oh well, I did not. So I go ahead and just shade everybody and then soften up the shading a little bit. Add in some, you know, some gradation. This took me like a really long time. I'm starting to realize as I watch this back. Like, I did not mean for this to take that long, but looking at the final product, I'm really glad that I did take the time, because it's really hard for me to focus for long periods of time on projects now. I used to be able to just, you know, hyper focus in on it for like 4 hours and just straight up paint, but this took me so many sessions because it's so hard for me to focus, and I want the finished product, so oftentimes I end up taking shortcuts or not going all the way, the way I did with the furries and the water lady, stuff like that. So this was a really nice exercise for me and my patience, and it was very rewarding, which is nice. Sometimes I pour hours and hours into paintings and just end up hating them at the end. So it's very hard to get myself to go through this sometimes. But whenever I go through all of the steps and, like this reflective bounce light I'm doing on her right now, it's very much worth it. It makes me remember why I do this art stuff and why I love it so much, why I want this to work out so I can do what I love. Anyway, that got really deep. So I'm adding these, I'm just making their eyes look better, adding a background and some ambient lighting, just like playing around with the colors and the surroundings, because I really don't want to draw a background, but I want it to look nice and make them look like they are somewhere. I experiment a little bit with softening out the lines, which is something that I wanted to do in the beginning, but I realized that there were too many tiny details and I had not layered everything correctly, so it was going to be really hard to do all of it and, make it look nice, because everything was kind of blending into everything. So I softened a little bit, like I softened the face lines and the abs and stuff like that. I add a little bit of shadow where like things are, where the arm overlaps with the body and the nose like blocks light out and stuff like that. And then I add their tattoos in, all that. So these are the two girls. Not girls, sorry. I'm bad about that also. These are the two women. This is Miss Wild. She is a hunter for her village, and I like to imagine that these horns are from things that she's killed, and Miss Gentle's necklace over here is made from teeth that Miss Wild brought back to the village. I like to imagine that they live together, maybe they're girlfriends. And the man in the ad is offering for you to make a choice between who should lead the village, which, comment down below who you think should win chiefhood. Personally, I think it's Miss Gentle, because if you look in the original ad, she has this giant bone hammer, so she's obviously stronger than she looks, and I feel like she would be the warmer, more responsible option to lead a people, while Miss Wild goes out and provides and is gone for long periods of time. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you had any experiences with these super weird ads in your time on YouTube. Let me know what you thought, which one was your favorite, and which of these lovely ladies should be the chief of the village. So yeah, just if you have anything else to say, let me hear that. I'd love to hear your feedback. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out, and I know it's probably really annoying to hear that, because it annoys me too, and I'm sorry, but that's how it goes. I have to ask. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you again. Goodbye!